I guess I do the basic announcements, but you did get the recast from them, so you can probably assume what I was saying. I guess announcements are we're being patroned by Skull Splitter Dice and Found Familiar Coffee. So if you need dice that you can bludgeon a man with, because they're made out of nice heavy metal, and if you need some brew to kind of give you a pick me up in those early morning games, get them sipping. And we're back. So sorry. Don't know what happened there. Fiddled around, fixed it.
Woo!
So, yes, we left off with you you three in the hallway / meeting room when the announcement for security came over the audio. And that's what we'll bring you back to. So you're in the hallway where there was the door you came from, the door across the hall, and then there's this big meeting room, a secondary door on the right, a door forward, and a couple windows on the left. So overall, 3 new doors, not including the one you came from. There's a center table, square, long, slightly ajar, as if it hasn't been in use for a while, but might have been nudged with several chairs all around it. Also in disarray, slightly knocked down, cobwebs attached to them on a carpet that, when moved through, creates a plume of dust.
So were there people already coming towards us, or was it was just being announced?
It was just an announcement.
Did the doors have windows to look through, or are they just closed doors?
They are just closed doors. It's like an old country home. Like an old farmstead home. Converted, of course. Oh, there's 2 windows on the side of the building, where the kind of on the other side of the room than you guys, who are still kind of in the door, the opening of this hallway.
Oh, they know we're here. So we better hide, I would think.
Probably.
I can try, but this is not exactly hiding armor.
Yeah, Ariana looks is looking forward at the box where the sound came out of, and then looks over to Thalgris, and then realizes when she looks, she's looking at chest height, and then looks him up, looks him down, looks him back, and says, "Yeah, we can hide you."
I peek through the door on the right.
All right. So the first door on the right, you open it up, and it's cold, very, very cold as soon as you open it up, and mist starts to plume out. And you see that there's some low ambient blue light from continued roots that are strung up that are more along the roof of the building. And inside the cold there are some dark shapes. You have night vision, right? You see what look like bodied forms in bags, just kind of hanging in rows.
I'll turn to the others and just... I think I can hide in here. Not sure where you guys can hide. You can join me if you like. You might not like it.
I've seen enough death in my life to be fine being around them. You gonna be okay, Aaron?
I look down at the Turquoise's body, still in my arms. But where am I gonna put this guy?
Oh, he's small. Just tuck him off in a corner somewhere.
Right. So are we in the room with Thalgris?
If you all want to join in the room, it is like a cold locker. It's a very large, cold cellar type room that the floor has tiles set into them.
So I see some of those bags. Like, you know what? I think I could fit one of those. And I was like, just try to see if I could get one to hide myself inside one of the bags.
All right. So you go to unzip a bag. Give me a D100 roll. And just to make it fun, hey, Marlo, Sticks, each of you roll 1d10.
Okie dokie.
So I don't only roll G100s, so but I got a 70.
Full
And
70 and what?
I also have to roll the D10 too, right?
Yeah, you roll 2 d10s, and one has like the 10, 20, 30, 40,
yeah.
50, and the other one.
So I got 7. Then I got 80 then because it's. Or is a 0 considered 1?
So a 0 is considered 0 when you have like if it's 7, 0, and a 0, you've got just straight 70. You rolled a
straight 70 then.
Straight 70.
Straight 70.
Okay. And what did you guys get?
5.
7.
Whoo! 57. Okay. Art, you unzip the bag, and not only do you recognize a person inside the bag, but they appear to be alive. Your trainer, the handyman on the site, the guy who kind of watched you when your dad was busy doing more important work, the guy who trained you in pugilism, is there. Hey, Spirit of Knowledge Smash, do you happen to have any notes on from way back when on who that would be? Or should I make up a name in the meantime? Because I am a terrible GM.
The only name I would have would be for someone that is definitely dead. So come up with something.
Branklin. It's like Franklin, but with a B.
Is that look up?
He's
Is he moving or is he just kind of like breathing?
He seems to be in shock or some sort of state because he's breathing shallowly, and he's like in a tucked position. The bag is what's suspending him. He is not himself on a hook. Just so we're clear. And he's just kind of like it's just kind of tied up inside of it and just shivering and in a faraway stare. Just 1,000-yard, mile-long stare.
Oh, guys, I know him. Franklin. I toss Turquoise's body behind me. Franklin. Start shaking him, see if I can wake him up.
He's alive? These could they all be alive?
I don't know. Want to check him?
Yes, I think we should.
Yeah, I'm gonna start unzipping bag or unwrapping bags and trying to find if people are alive and if any of them look like they might be related to Aaron.
I'll do the same.
All right. So you guys start just going through, just start unzipping all these bags. You find that there are various different humanoids. Some species you might not even recognize. Definitely humanoid in nature. And they're all in different states. The only one, like most of them are pretty frozen and pretty passed away a long time ago. But there is a brand new batch, and they are all familiar. But your daddy is still not among them. They're all the survivors are right now in this comatose state. But I need everyone to make a perception check with disadvantage. And Styx, are you there? I see you.
I am here.
Okay. You have disappeared behind your background.
Yes, I have a meal in front of me.
I You don't want some of that visual candy? Any food fetishes? No, kidding.
It's not a mukbang video.
I got food for food fetishes.
That's the mug to the bang.
So you said perception, right?
Yes.
So D&D Beyond is really like trying to like be my friend tonight. I got a 22 and a 23.
Okay. Excellent.
All right. So I got a natural 1 plus -1. That's a 0.
Beautiful.
The events of yesterday are still bothering me, so I rolled an 8.
Okay.
I guess I'm just a sociopath. I don't even care that I just murdered someone.
With a Corvian-like instinct, you're opening bags, and Ariana just stops, snaps, and turns as she feels the chilled presence of undead as the door opens up, and there's 2 skeletons, finely dressed, not finely dressed, like professionally dressed, in a white button-up shirt with white slacks. But the shirts are short-sleeved, and they're wearing shoes that don't have laces, and they stand there with attitude, and they both kind of just step inside and both block the door.
Much for
Well,
hiding.
we have company. Hello. She doesn't know if she assumes that maybe they're the security team, but she doesn't know. So maybe we can reason with them.
And that's what you get from them. They just, one points a finger up and points at you and points to the bags and just chatters at you disappointed.
Oh, yeah. You got some live ones in here with the dead ones. Do you know that?
I think they want us to put them back in the bags, and I'll grab Turquoise's body and pack it into a bag.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let live people be frozen to death here. So, are we gonna have to fight, or what's gonna happen?
All right. if I may, I want to if I see these guys, I yell at them. Did you do this to Franklin? And I whip out my bone chucks.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
He's got nunchucks made out of you guys. So I mean,
it was a lot cooler to call them bone chucks than you chucks. And
that works so many ways.
What are you doing? You've brandished your weapon. Are you engaging?
I'm waiting for an answer, and if they don't give me,
if they do the exact same thing over and over again, anytime anything is said to them, they go through the exact same motion.
I'm gonna go tackle one of them. I'm not gonna hit him. I'm just gonna grapple one down.
Okay.
We are so bad off right now, aren't we? Did we rest?
Nope.
No. This has been
I'm
you
sorry.
guys have been fighting for time, which is why you found so many people alive. Yeah, everyone that's in here that is from his town, besides the 5 people down below, are alive. All the other creatures that you can't identify have been long frozen. Okay, so you run up and you go to tackle, and you dive through him and are now out the other side of the door. because I rolled a 1, and so I'm just gonna give it to you. Just shatter right through him, like brittle ass bones. And the other one, the other one turns. And just continues its previous motion.
I'm going to walk over to the second one, put my hand on its skull, and just push it over.
Okay. Go ahead and roll athletics.
That is an 8.
I rolled a 3. So yeah, you just walk over and you push and just falls over and shatters to the ground.
I'm going to look down at him, and I'm going to go and do exactly the same thing that he's been doing. Just point the direction behind him,
and yeah, the skull just continues that little bit of a chatter before the jaw just stops moving.
Well, let's get all these people out of here into a warmer place, so maybe they'll come too.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I'm that's me walking back inside the building, inside the room. I see the skull, I step on it, and I just walk over to him.
Okay. Yeah, you guys start bringing people down off of the racks, out of the bags, and they're still tied up. Guessing you untie them as well and get them into the other room. When you get them untied and you get them onto their feet, they know to stand, and they just kind of stand there and just kind of comatose, just out of it. And when you try to move them and lead them, they obey. They just kind of fall in line.
Can I determine if this sort of like malaise or whatever that's on them, can I determine if it's a spell or if it's just they are really cold, or why are they this way?
Roll either an Arcana or a Medicine check.
Oh, I will go with Arcana. Wow, 17.
It doesn't look like a natural. It's definitely something unnatural, not necessarily magical, but not. It's definitely not a medicinal effect. It's an unnatural effect. Because of your understanding of things icky and dead now, it almost seems like a ghoul's touch. The kind of paralysis that can come along with that, but at a much lower degree, because they still have movement when you guide them. They don't just fall over, but they do seem like they're under a similar malaise.
Something unnatural. It's sort of like a ghoul's touch, something like that, but not exactly. Strange.
I don't know what that is, but maybe if I punch him, he might come back.
Nah? Just go easy on him if you think that'll work.
All right. I jump up and I actually just slap him in the face to see if he wakes up.
No response.
All right, well, that didn't work. And if you have anything that can help out.
No. Think for a minute and just shake my head. No. But if we leave them here, did we take them into the meeting room area or something?
Yeah, it's all part of the same hallway there.
So I just no. But if we leave them here, they won't get too cold and freeze. Maybe they'll be okay, and we can come back when we figure out what it is.
Yeah, that could probably work. But I
Unless,
think
unless Thalgris has something. Look expectantly at Thalgris.
Thalgris is just going to say a quiet prayer and petition for answers.
Make a religion check.
Yeah, yesterday really buzzed me. That's a 6.
One thing you also felt was when you first entered through the basement of this area, you did feel like there was some sort of disconnect. Not necessarily a severing, but like a blockage to your sense to her when you first entered. Nothing that affected your magic, but just like an emptiness. And when you reach out again, you feel stunted. You feel like you're jumping as high as you normally can and trying to touch that leaf at the edge of the tree, and for some reason the tree branch feels so much further high, just so much higher up.
I don't really have an answer. I just think we need to take them with us. Get them away from this place.
do you all remember how we got over here? Probably put them down the hole, put them in the tunnel, and leave them there for a bit.
Is that any safer?
I don't have any other ideas. What do you expect me? I ain't smart.
Why don't we just shut the door? This room hasn't been used. Maybe no one will notice. I think taking a whole group of this little shambling horde here with us might not be the best idea. We'd lose any element of surprise we already might maybe have at this point. I mean, ultimately we'll take them with us, but we have to come back.
How cold was the room that they're in? Like freezing or just cold?
It was like a literal meat locker. So like if you stayed there for long enough, you would, die of exposure.
Let's see if we can find a place to put them. Maybe we can't take them the whole way, but I don't think we can leave them here either.
Does anybody have any rope? I mean, I hate to do this, but in order to get them moving and get them moving together.
You did unbind them all from being tied up as well. That's how they were being hung up inside the bag. It's kind of like a suit bag, like how there's like the hook is on the inside that holds up and suspends the bag, and it was looped through the rope suspending them. So there's plenty of rope available.
So I would say that kind of like tie it around their wrists and then tie those together and then make one like cord so we can kind of like lead them in a line, because they're gonna do what we want them to do. We can't like keep hands on everybody to keep them moving. So start back down the hallway away from the direction we came from, and like with them like just kind of wrapped up with the rope and following us. Is that agreeable to you guys?
That's fine. If you think that's gonna work, then yes.
Whoever's in the front of this train of shambling people, I'm going to take a candle and light it and hand it to the one in front and just tell them to watch it.
Interesting. Do a medicine check for me. I know what you're kind of doing there.
20, 30.
Dirty 20. You hand them the candle and with the flame alit, and their eyes lock onto it, and with like a certainty. Like before, it was like vacant and dreamy and elsewhere, and now all of their focus is on that. And as they move around, they just stare at the candle intensely. And they do move a little better.
I'll take a second candle and light it and hold it in front of me and walk along with it.
Okay. Were you still carrying turquoise
turquoise was tossed into a bag.
Okay, he's tossed into a bag down below. Okay, just had to double check.
So before we go, I have a really it's an in character idea, but I want to go grab one of the skulls, see if I can put it on my head like a mask, and see if you like hey, I'll pretend to be one of them. Here you go. I could give one to. I look up to Thalgris like, nope, it's not gonna fit you, and I go, like, sorry.
Ariana, as you hold this up to her, she's like, she's thinking, like, is this gonna work?
I break off the back of the skull so it fits more like a mask. Of course it will. And then I put mine on, and it's just like kind of just barely hanging out up from my nose. But see, it's working.
It's like too much foolishness for Ariana. But she does it.
Give me a disguise check.
Will that just be the deception?
I have disguise
yes,
self.
yes,
I don't
sorry.
really.
Deception.
I wanted to disguise myself. I could just disguise self.
I got an 8.
Got an 8. Okay. Got an 8. And go ahead and just give me a. That's fine. That's fine. 8 will work. So you're just kind of like balancing a skull on the top of your face. We'll leave that hanging there. So
I think Ariana, like, she goes to put it on her face and she's like, wait a minute. And then like just like strums her what do I have again? A lyre? Is that what I have?
Liar!
I don't remember my freaking equipment. Viol. That's the one. Strum my viol and like do disguise self. And then look like one of those things and just like, now I'm leading all of you, and it makes total sense.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He's got it on his face still.
She looks at it, and then she kind of turns, and as she turns towards the rest of you, just sinks away and skullifies. All right. Okay. You now have a great disguise. How long does that last? An hour?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
Yep,
should
1
be
hour.
plenty of time. Okay, so you have a string of people. One led by Candle. You've got a fake skeleton. And you've got 2 doors ahead, one ahead and one to the far right. And behind you are the 2 doors that led to the meat locker and the break room that led to downstairs and to the cafeteria.
I think I will, because I imagine if I'm the one pretending to be the authority figure here as a chattering skeleton, I would check the far right first, just to open it and peek inside.
You see almost a fanciful sight. As soon as you open it up a little bit, you start hearing very odd noises like pops and clicks and beeps and whistles and like the oddest of animal tunes. There's just rows and rows of different tables and cabinets with dancing lights coming from them with flashing like firelight from like a firefly or prestidigitation condensed into buttons all over that also seem to be emanating these noises. And you see the backs of 2 people with long white coats and long white pants. And they seem to be tapping and pressing certain levers and buttons and going in through and give me an investigation roll.
12.
You feel like there's some sort of pattern to their madness of what they're doing, but you can't quite figure out what it is that they're up to. The room is 20 feet by 50 feet long, and you come through a side passage, like through a. Sorry, I lost words. Yes, and you see that there's interesting tapestry also on the wall that seems to shift and move a little bit depending on what they seem to be doing. There is some correlation.
When I look at this tapestry, these dogs, oh my gosh. When I look at this tapestry, can I... Chihuahuas, am I right? When I look at this tapestry, can I determine what it is that's shifting and changing? When they look at, like, does it look like it's a scene? Does it look like it's a, like, artwork or, you know?
To quote one of my favorite movies, a couple of wavy lines. It just
Wavy line.
just some wavy line with some other lines.
Ariana has so many questions, but says nothing and shuts the door.
It might even be instructions on how to loom.
It could be. I like open my mouth to say something, then decide they don't know I'm here yet, theoretically. I don't see Papa Turnbuckle in here. I'm going to shut the door and move on. And I quietly shut the door and keep moving. And then I turn back to everyone else and say quietly, something very weird is happening here. I don't understand what I'm seeing. But your father was not in that room.
What was in there? What'd you say?
Tapestries moving. People in white clothing. Lots of weird. It looked like prestidigitation. It looked like magic, and but there was patterns, and I don't know. I'm out of my element. Truly,
If
I've
these
never
guys
seen anything like this.
are magic people like you guys, it might be a bad thing if they get out of there. I got an idea, and I grab what kind of door handle is on the door?
It's a regular door handle. Like I said, it's like an old timey like farmhouse that's been altered.
Okay. Is there anything around us? We got the chairs.
Yeah, there's the
tables.
chairs, the table. There is like between the two windows, there's like an old bookshelf that's all dusty. It doesn't look like there's any books on it. Just some like weird decorations.
Okay. So I'm gonna go grab one of the chairs and shove it between the door, so it won't if they try to open it, they won't be able to open it. You know, like right on the doorknob.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
And we're good now, so we have more time. Go.
Give me a survival check.
That's a 4.
Okay, they'll have to be a 4 to get out of that door. Okay. So then there's just the one door ahead of you.
All right, heading to it.
Opening it up, you see to your left, it opens up and leads up into a stairwell. And to your right is an open lobby, in a sense. There's a couple of chairs. There's like a desk where someone would probably be like seated or standing at like a like kind of like a diner's counter or a bar, you know, the bar of a bar. And there's racks where there's like old, looks like newspapers have been withered and become illegible with time, that are kind of stacked up on this shelf. Carpet, once again, it's much more renovated and tiled and very nice in the front here.
So with newspapers, from my understanding, that's not something we would have ever seen before, right?
There are more technologically advanced, like there were like the Daily Scribes, where they just do quick handwritten news and then have criers announce them type of thing. And about more industrialized of cities, more further north. You've heard about how they've revolutionized how to scribe books faster. So it's not out of the realm to have parchments bound together into a readable. It's a light book. It's a mini book held together by just the tiniest little metal pieces. It's just stabbed in the spine. And there are a set of double doors that there are windows in the glass itself, and you just kind of see a scintillation from the other side, from where you're at. It's like one of the few places that light is actually coming from, besides the eerie blue glow of the roots that infiltrate this house.
And there's nobody in here. No people, no.
There's no one in here.
So there's the upstairs area from the stairs, and then there's another door down here.
Yeah, basically you open the doors, and directly to your left there's stairs going up, and then to your right is the rest of this lobby.
I'm going to pull all of the individuals inside, make sure they're all coming, or get everyone inside this room, shut the door because it was closed, and then walk over to the window and look outside of it. Try to get my bearings, because this theoretically shouldn't have been here.
There's streamers of light, movement, flashing. There's a great force outside you can just feel when you get close to the window. It's just streamers. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey outside.
What kind of magic? Dalgris, have you ever seen anything like this? She's like trying to keep her voice level, like very unnerved by what she sees outside.
I've seen things that look similar. All sorts of different things in the night with light can play tricks on the mind, but this is new.
Could either of you two give me a Arcana or Religion check? And Art, you're welcome to make this too, but your background, I wouldn't assume you would know much.
I'll do it, and just in case. Let's see.
And we'll work it in. It'll be hilarious.
My Arcana check was an 11.
Dirty 20 on religion.
And a 0. You know that your goddess comes from another plane, and planar travel is theorized to be a thing amongst the most powerful of your clergy, and you've heard about the most powerful of magics that some wizards may wield, where they can further tap more into the different energies of the planes to fuel their magics. But you would know it as the different planes that the gods can exist on, and how you can draw your power, from this other plane of existence from your god. It feels like it definitely could be something to deal with the planes or in between.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I was just thinking that. I got a feeling, yeah, we're pretty far from home. We gotta find Aaron's dad.
I'm just standing there with just balancing the skull on my face. So like, what y'all see?
But where to next?
Up the stairs?
How secure does this room look aside from the stairs? Like, could the door be closed and shut properly?
The one you came through?
Yeah.
The door, yes, it was a single door, just like the others. A straight handle, very, very regular farmhouse looking at that from that side, yes.
We could potentially leave these guys here.
Yeah, can we do something about the door? Again?
Aaron?
It's just a regular round knob, right? And does it open in or out?
This one, from in this room, it would open away from you. Like when you came into you had to open the door and pull it towards you to go through it initially.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is my idea. I grab my staff and I just break a chunk and I shove it in the bottom so it won't move, like doorstop. Just like jam it and a few times. Like, all right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this here, and then they won't be able to get out or in, or they'll be safe, hopefully. But
Give me a survival
That's all.
roll.
they're safe. Natural 20.
You actually jab a good chunk of it through even part of the door at the bottom, old wood, just splinters right into it and into the ground as well. It's like, yeah, that should do it. The turnbuckle don't know its own strength. Okay, you have secured the room, the entryway, the lobby with all of your comatose friends. And there's the stairs going up, or the doors outside into the weird.
I think we should stay inside. We need to find Aaron's father, and he's probably in here somewhere if the rest of these people are here.
I got an idea. Now that they're safe, here's my plan. Let's go back down there to where the wizard people are, and ask them if they know where he is. It's up to you, though.
One small problem. You just jammed the door.
Oh, wait. Are we still on that side? I assumed that we were on...
You are in the lobby.
I thought we were on...
You are in the lobby that leads to this, that has the stairs going up.
Then never mind.
Which door did you want to jam? I'll let you jam the one you wanted to jam.
No, actually, this is kind of funny. Okay. I want to walk over to that door, try to open it, and I can't open it. It's like, what happened? Why won't it open? Oh, that's right. All right. Well,
we still haven't found the person who made the announcement. I bet they'll know, even if we have to get it out of them the hard way. You see this kind of light behind her eyes now. She stabs. Now she's insinuating torture.
You see Aaron cracking his knuckles. You're like, you know what? I could do that. And
For the search of your father, it is all yours.
Yeah.
All right, I think
All right.
still disguised, I'm going to lead the way up these stairs through that
Okay.
other door.
You slowly creep up the stairs, and it comes to a wall and a window, and it coils around into another hall. There's a door to your left, and then a set of one heavy door, one secure door, one like a door that you would secure like in a bank or a high profile person. Um, and that's directly ahead, and then there's just one regular door on the left.
I think I'm going to go to that regular door on the left first and just peek my head in.
Okay. What you see are two skeletons, and they're holding up a person, and they seem to be like positioning them, and like like they move an arm up and the arm stays, and then they're taking like a cord and dragging along the arm and bringing it down, and then going over to a wall and marking some marks on it, and then coming back. And the rest of the room it looks like it's full of odd apparatus or possible torture devices. Maybe they weird contraptions that can hold the body or conform over the body. They look like medium-sized creatures are meant to go in these weird devices, and without truly understanding what they are, they're very foreign to you, these contraptions, and they just like keep like getting different movements out of him, and then taking more chords, and then like going over and writing on the wall something, and then one comes up and like holds up it looks like maybe like a shiv, a knife of some kind, and just sticks it in their arm, and you see the center of this blade, this device, this stabby bit starts to fill with their blood, and pulls it out and puts it into a container, and then puts it into a device, and it starts spinning, and he starts writing on the wall.
What kind of strange torture? You said they're skeletons, right?
Mm-hmm. In long coats, so, like you can actually tell they're wearing the same long white coats that you saw downstairs.
I'm gonna step in and chatter my teeth and point at them.
They both stop and turn and look at you and roll a deception.
Also, I would like everyone to know that the Oddball Show has redeemed a D4 for someone to roll. Anyone but Ariana is what he specified.
I wonder who that is. I wonder who would do that.
I rolled a 22, so I didn't need it anyway.
You at them, and they stop, and they turn, and then they kind of like look at each other, and then one shakes its head, goes back to work, and the other one comes right up to you. Just wags its finger and points behind you.
I cross my arms.
It throws its arms up in exasperation, and then once again points and shakes its head and points behind you, and turns away to start working on this person.
As it turns away, I'm just gonna flat palm it in the back. Because evidently it's not gonna stop what it's doing. So I just flat palm it in the back, try to like push it forward and knock it on the ground.
All right, roll an athletics.
Oh, that's not my strong suit.
Or you can do a base attack.
Let's do athletics. I think that's more fun. I might fail. Oh, a 10.
So you push it, and the shoulder just shoves, and it just looks down, looks up, turns back, and does the same goddamn thing. It points at you, exasperated, and then points out behind you. From your knowledge of undead, you do know that most undead follow commands to a T. So this is somewhat unorthodox, but not unheard of.
Okay, so I'm like gonna go for a second round at this. I cross my arms again. I chatter my teeth, and then I move my finger like this and point at him, and then point out behind me.
Okay, roll a persuasion. Hey, what are you two doing in the other room? Like,
Oh my
I want to be like peeking like Scooby Doo like into the room slightly where she watching her do her thing. But, like just like you just see like the skull kind of like slip out and like kind of almost falling off. I'm like looking in.
roll a stealth.
I rolled a 12. 12.
12.
Okay.
You're fine. You can roll whatever you want for your stealth. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay, I got an 11, but yeah.
Thalgris, what do you do?
I'm just watching behind, making sure no one's coming up from behind us.
Excellent. All you see is the trail of the people that are all bound up in a line, and they've kind of made a weird like queue, like they're at the DMV having to go through lines, and then they're coiled up, and then they end at like halfway up the stairs, kind of like waiting. Like they kind of followed you unconsciously. Ariana, you mimic the previous actions of who you're doppelganging, and you're basically telling it, wrap your shit up and get out of here.
Yeah.
It and walks out right towards you, like heading out the door.
I do a like clanky step backwards, like I'm like
also stepping
just
backwards out the
bones.
door.
Stepping backwards so I'm out of their way so
Okay.
they can leave.
Art, the skeleton, is now approaching for the door that you're sneaking your head through, Scooby-Doo style.
Once it's out, I want to tackle it.
All right, roll an athletics. Oh, you rolled a 5. Do you got any pluses or minuses to that for your stat or anything?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a 2 plus 3.
Okay, that's all right. Cool. Because I also rolled a 5. So you tackle.
I am proficient in it, so would that count for extra?
Did you put those proficiency points?
I did. So
okay. So you tackle into it, and you just kind of, and you can both kind of stop and look at each other. And it kind of snap, crackle, pops and attacks you.
Okay.
Yeah, so far so Smash these dice. I love them. They're so pretty. I love these pretty dice, but I haven't rolled above a freaking 10 in a while. So when the reaction from tackling it got a 19, so it finally had a reaction. Let's see. Does a 16 hit you?
It does.
It does. Six points of damage.
Okay.
And basically, it when you tackle into it, it just grabs its arm, plucks it, and beats you on the head with it.
All right. So,
Um,
can I do some real fast?
yeah.
So
Do we?
I still have the mask on, and I want to like step back, and I want to do ngang, 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 ngang.
Give me a performance check or deception check.
It's an 8.
An 8. No. That isn't enough, even for the skeleton. With a wait. Wait. With an intelligence of -4, it brings me down to an 8. Contending. Give me another roll. 1. Okay. You go ngang, 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 and it just Thalgris, since you're in the same room, you are welcome to make an action. Have a turn.
I'm just sniggering quietly.
Okay. All right. You're holding your action ish.
No, I mean, if this starts to get violent, I'll jump in. But at the moment, this is just funny to watch.
Perfect. Ariana?
I am moving farther into the room. I can hear like bone clattering noises. But I am like, whoever's in here and whatever they're doing to them, I don't know what it is. This looks like a torture room. So I'm gonna try to figure out if I can like get the other skeleton to leave, or if I can do something about it. And so I make my like skeleton body as like wide as possible by putting my arms out and like clatter loudly with my teeth. Trying to get the other one's attention to make them like leave.
Okay. Roll a performance or deception. Art. Let's see. You tackled it. It attacked you. You tried to placate it. It's going to attack you again. But does an 13 hit you?
It does.
Oh damn, monk.
I did not roll very well for my stats. So I have low AC.
Take 5 more points.
You gotta get your dome piece scronked by this skeleton.
I'm gonna continue trying to talk to it, even though I have no idea I failed. I'm still trying.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and. What? Okay. Question. What's your max HP?
24.
So you're definitely bloodied, right?
I actually, from last time, I still have some temp HP that Thalgris gave us a while ago, so I'm still okay.
Nice. Okay.
I rolled an 18 on my performance check.
Okay. And what did you get for your performance there, Art? Or deception?
It's another 8, Bob.
I fumbled. Okay. So you and it like stops smacking you. and then puts its arm back, and then just starts walking towards Thalgris and towards the stairs. Marlo, or Ariana, the skeleton's attention is now grabbed, and it turns to you, and it just, it was the one that kind of ignored you the first time, and it does the same thing. You try to get its attention, and it just turns back away and just continues working. Styx, the skeleton approaching you.
As it goes past me, I'm going to stick a foot out.
Roll a grappling, because you're pretty much just attacking to knockdown, correct?
That was a natural 19 for a 23.
Like a xylophone in a cartoon. The bones all just like they fall over, and as they hit, they shatter and start just dancing down the steps.
I love it.
I just turn to Art and go, don't worry, we got him in the end.
I just go, ang, 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 ang.
That first step's a doozy.
I'll look back at him and go,
Ariana, back in the other room, the skeleton has ignored, has just turned away, like can't be bothered, and it's just continuing to this one doing is it keeps looking into a tube, like putting its head on, like its eye up to a tube, and then writing notes, and then eye up to a tube and writing notes, while the person is still just standing there.
Can I give this person a look and see who I like? Do I think that they might be someone Art would be interested in knowing is here? Aaron.
It's it is a male human with a big bushy beard, very hairy chest. Right now he's just like in loincloth, basically, in as his they were messing with his body. Got some hair growing on the back and shoulders, kind of like a Wolverine, like in the level of like it's going down the arms too. Just a bear of a man.
A bear. I do love a good bear.
Hey.
I turn and like try to get their attention through the open door, and then point.
The door was only open so much.
Okay.
I mean, if you're trying to like get their attention, you can definitely make some noise and.
Yeah, I'll turn around and like push the door open, and then just like, so I don't break my cover, right? Because there's still one here now. It doesn't give a crap about me, but whatever. I like point, like wave my hand, and then as I got the door open, just going like.
Well, hey, that's the back of your daddy.
Wait. I guess I look over there. The mask just falls off as my ECM jaw. Daddy! I run in.
No reaction. His arm is still extended out from the last person that like took his arm and like put the string to it.
I'm just running blind. I'm happy to see my dad, and I want to just see if I can jump going for a hug.
Yeah, you like he's his back is facing you. He's facing a wall, and you tackle him on the back, and there's no reaction. I mean, he just kind of shifts forward. Blank face.
I'm quite noticed that. Yeah, I'm just really happy I found my dad finally, and
you start telling him everything about your life, like the story you've been on. Like,
yeah, I tell him about what happened in the first night. I'm sorry he died, and all this, everything else that happened, and there's this lizard guy who died, and everything. Oh, hey, and look, we found everyone else. Daddy. I poke him. Daddy. Dad. I think he's like the other ones.
But that means he's alive.
Because
I thought I was
none
the
of
dumb
you
one.
took a rest.
Yeah.
I was gonna make it real dark too.
I still have one spell slot left. I'll follow in behind and I'll grab the remaining skeleton by the skull and just pick it up so its feet are about 2 inches off the ground.
Roll in athletics.
Uh, 22.
You fucking beat my 21. You dick. So yeah, as you pick it up, it's like it's not even like changing its body language. It's still hunched over and it's still like it's still trying to like write things down and keeps trying to like look over even with you holding it. So it's all body shifts as if it hadn't moved at all, but you just pick it up in its state.
I'm just going to continue to hold it just above the ground, like just away from me so that it's just dangling, can't do anything. If it tries to turn its head, its body will move instead.
Yep. That's exactly what it does too. And like it keeps trying to continue its same repeated actions while just hanging in the air. Eerily. Like a video game, bad clipping or something where like they're going through their action. It's like playing Cyberpunk. It's like, why is this person randomly doing these actions 3 feet above the ground in a horizontal position?
And then I'll step over and touch, I don't know his name, Aaron's father, Mr. Turnbuckle, and
Senior.
touch him with a Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right.
Which is 10 points of healing.
You see a color kind of come back into the skin a little bit. It was rather dulled, which wasn't really perceptive before until you compared it to how they look now. Aaron Sr.'s eyes begin to kind of shine a little bit with cognizance. They look up. He looks up and he's kind of has a dreamy state, and he's like, my boy.
Daddy? Daddy!
No, you're not daddy. You're my boy.
I know that. You're my daddy.
I'm your
You're okay.
daddy.
Yeah. I say that. You're okay. We found you.
Junior, I feel funny. And not funny, ha. And if you couldn't tell, you would swear up and down that he was drunk. It's the 7th day, it's the day of rest for this guy, it's like the party night at the freaking lumber hall. And this is like, the time before you need to put him to bed. But he's even less cognizant than that. Definitely like half asleep and drunk.
All right. And I just look at him like, Daddy, we're not in a safe place. I don't know what's going on, but some of the people from town are here too, and they're not doing so good.
Be better if they were doing good.
Daddy. I slap him in the face.
Where are my clothes?
I don't know. You tell me. You good?
That was just like his snap to like reaction, like what he said, like kind of like how's my hair in Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, found him. Found him, everyone. I'm all giddy and everything. I'm still hugging. I'm still hugging him. Like, all right, guys, we gotta go. We gotta go now.
Is that armored lizard holding that there bone man?
Yeah. Remember him? He's our neighbor. He lives over there with the crazy guy. Remember?
Oh, yeah. His boy. And he starts to like just nod. He just starts to like kind of nod out of it. Very sleepy boy.
Needs a nap.
I'll hold forward the skeleton towards Aaron and say, "Do the honors."
All right. I'm gonna, as he's holding him, I'll let go of my daddy, look over to the skeletons, and I wind up for an uppercut going up its crotch. Just go straight up
All right, give me an attack roll
on the skeleton.
with advantage.
Not 20.
These
I
ancient,
destroy.
brittle bones shatter with your mighty uppercut. Yes, please describe.
Oh, it's just Street Fighter.
Shuriken! So yeah, he punches all the way up until the very skull shatters up into your hand, and bone dust crumbles away. And you just see still one lone hand and arm just holding a pencil, trying to write.
I take the pencil and put it on my ear. Thank you.
You have successfully found Turnbuckle Senior.
Yay! I'm just excited.
I hate to urge you on, but I don't think we're safe here still.
Oh yeah, we gotta go. Let's get everyone and skedaddle before that other security people come.
Yeah, let's check that other door, though. I got a feeling there's something important behind it, given its denseness.
Yes, the door looks to be like set into the wall itself, and the handle is a wheel, a turning like small wheel.
I guess I'll run up and try to turn it.
It squeaks and eventually gives. It does seem like this does get a bit of use, and it starts to turn. And as you're turning it, there is a symbol above the door that starts glowing green. You keep unwinding it and keep opening it up and keep turning it, and eventually opens up, and there is a very blank white room with another one of these doors on the other side. And it has a red light above it, glowing from this image, this rune.
Well, this room certainly looks safer than the others.
Looking at this door, if we go through it, will we be able to open it again? Like if it shuts behind us, or if someone shuts it, would we be able to?
There's another handle on the other side of it as well. Yes.
Okay.
And it's about 15 feet long, about 10 feet wide.
Yeah, I think another door. I guess open the other door. I don't know.
Let's get everybody inside this room, seeing as they followed us anyway.
Yeah.
So you try to cram all the survivors in there with you. All right. And okay, so I mean it's a tight fit. Even 15 by 10 with the amount of it's still kind of cramped confines, but you do all end up fitting. What now?
I'll shut the door behind, wind it back close, and then take out the immovable rod and hold it between the handle so it can't move, and activate it.
Nice. When you close that off, the rune on the other side that's red turns green.
Okay, and we open the other door.
And Sneaky, you may start at any time, whether they get through the door or beforehand. You may start dialogue.
All right. So they're going through the door now?
They are in the entryway before the other door.
Yes. So the air is blasting off around them?
Yes. So the panels on the side of the wall open up, and like a trap is sprung, and jets of air with like misters start spraying all over you. Some sort of concoction you're unsure of.
I hold my breath.
All right. Everyone make Constitution saves.
Quick question. Aaron Senior's there too, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Natural 20 for a 24.
8.
16.
Okay. You're all fine. It just, heck, it smells good, actually. Fresh, somehow. And after like 30 seconds of this going off, just hair blowing everywhere, the candles do go out, by the way. And then it stops. And then the green light on the other side of the room flashes. And then the handle starts to spin.
Ariana readies her veal.
The door creaks open upon its own, and there is an interesting sight. A withered, old, but not. It's like if someone had perfect skin, and then it was aged. Not like their skin became wrinkly, but just aged like a doll almost. It's unearthly. Hair tangle white in all directions. Beady eyes that have black pools, a little red tinge to them. But also dressed in a long white coat with like a vest on that's kind of like a brown with like a green undershirt. Wearing like khaki shorts, like, you know, kind of like a brown shorts and like.
I was thinking tweed pants.
Yeah, perfect, exactly.
Uncle Rick.
Oh, jeez. Did we just get put into a TNT game? Okay.
As you enter and see this man, there is a small explosion that goes off on the workbench in front of him as he quickly jots something down in a notebook and turns back to you. Says, "But I wasn't ready for that specimen yet."
Oh yeah, I'm still a skeleton, aren't I? I just imagine this room full of specimens behind me.
All the specimens.
And now I have a viol in my hand. Oh god. Okay. I look at the veal. I like realize what's going on. Look down at my hands. Realize they're still skeleton hands. Look at the veal and like, oh shit. But then quickly change it to a what's this thing? Look. Just like clatter my teeth.
No instrument we need in here. Toss it in the refuse.
Oh no. And I walk it and then drop it very gently into the refuse.
Looking in the refuse when you toss it in there, there's like, think of it as like after a KFC dinner. There's just a bunch of like bones like tossed in there, but they aren't from a chicken.
Oh no. Okay. So after dropping it, I turn and then like look back and like give this look to Thalgris and Aaron, like, what the fuck do I do?
By the time you turn and look back, I'm busting out a bunch of weird instruments and measuring different points on these specimens you've brought in.
I tackle him.
Roll an athletics check, and Sneaky, go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Oh my gosh, you tackle an old man. Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh my god, you're gonna kill an old man.
That is also a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Oh.
So you tackle into him, and
The D4.
do you want to use your D4?
Oh, I could do that.
You automatically succeed because you just need one more point.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of like measuring with one of your tools the circumference of one of their skulls, of one of their heads, as you are suddenly not measuring that, and you're on the ground. How did you get here?
This is very odd. Why are my specimens tackling me?
What are you doing? And I'm like staring at him like all upset. And like, what you do? This is your fault, ain't it? Don't tell me not your fault. You did all this, didn't you?
Aaron, let's have a conversation before we just start attacking people.
What do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm trying to talk to him. But he was doing something with those things on him, so no one...
But you could just talked. Aaron, I reach over and grab my veal and like hold it again. Because I'm not leaving it in the refuse any longer now that the sticker's out.
This is only one way to tackle a problem.
You stop that. You stop that.
That was very punny. So, I don't know what you think I've done, but I do have detailed notes and accounts of everything I have done. One must keep detailed notes. Otherwise, what is the point of research?
I just so look at him like confused, like I point and I just like look at him and just point at my dad and everybody else. You did that.
I mean, he might be a specimen, but I didn't create him.
He is not whatever the word you see it. I don't understand. You speak words that I don't yeah. And I just snatch whatever tool he has at his hand and get off him.
You basically took some calipers from me.
Yeah.
I stand up and brush myself off. Never stand for such madness in my workplace. What are you doing here? Why did you bring them to me? What is this here? And why did you bring that out of the trash?
Oh, I thought the secret was out. And then I let the disguise melt away.
Your
I
skeleton
quickly
gained
jot
skin.
something down in my notebook.
Look, people went missing from our homelands, and we came to investigate. We found what you call a specimen, but they were my friend Aaron here's people. He's not very happy. He sees this as an injustice, whereas it appears that maybe you see this as an experiment.
That seems quite logical. I did not realize this was an injustice. Where were these specimens gathered from? I need to redact my notes and change things.
Y'all, I don't remember the name of the kingdom off the top of my
Gardinia.
Gardinia, yes, okay.
Gardinia.
Quickly jots that down in his notebook, scribbles off a couple of lines.
So Aaron's going to take his people back where they belong. Are we going to get any fuss or fight out of you if we do that?
Question, out of character, are they still hauling the body of Stephen the Demon?
No, they are not.
Okay. So, I will need samples to replace the specimens that I have. I must continue my work.
Oh, I see.
I've damaged things and need to fix them.
You're under the assumption that I am going to find you people to replace people that you were committing atrocities on. I don't think we're going to do that, but you said you've made damage and you need to replace it, so could you explain that?
I, with my research, found ways to access other dimensions or planes of existence. Through this breakthrough, I was to create much energy and wealth for my people. But, as with many breakthroughs, there is a flaw. And I was ripped from my home world. And I'm constantly seeking to find it again. Without finding my home world, I cannot fix the damage I've done to the cosmos.
How does taking people and turning them undead help you get back home? Or fix whatever you've broken?
Well, those that do not breathe can research forever.
I look over at Thalgris and I'm just like, what?
I think he's trying to say that the words that don't come from the Skelly Boys are more powerful than the words that come from somebody who can only speak a short amount of time.
They don't speak, though.
Or do you not hear them?
They go, yeah, I can hear them. And then I just start making the sound I think they make. That's what they sound like.
What did you say about my daughter?
Sorry, I didn't realize.
Again.
He's speaking gibberish. He doesn't know what he's saying. I assure you.
So why are you here? other than to take my specimens that I need. I need
We
more
could ask the same
specimens.
question. Why are we here?
That's what I'm asking. Why are you here?
If you did not bring us, then who did?
I assume you're ambulatory and have feet. I see you standing before me. These are feet, right? And I reach down and I tap his feet.
Yes, they are feet. Very well clad feet.
We went underground into a cave system. Things shifted. And when we went to go out where we came from, your home research laboratory, whatever this is, was there.
I'm not exactly certain where your home is. I can't find my own even. My
Wait.
research is to bring me back there so that I can fix the rip in the continuum.
So, can we get back to Gardenia?
I thought this was Gardenia.
Are we still there? The window shows lights and strange magics we don't understand.
Which window?
In the lobby, right out there.
The lobby. I will ask her to show me which window she's looking out of.
So basically, if you didn't catch it, basically you're currently in transit.
I'm in transit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the whole thing is moving. All right. Okay. Ah, yes, we are not in Gardenia. We're traveling. I'm not certain where we shall arrive. I have reams upon reams of notebooks here with plenty of notes you can check to see if maybe there's a clue. But all of the notebooks are from different places that I know not where they are or how I got there.
Oh no. I think.
However, I think we can come to an agreement to free my specimens. Your friend here's people, as you put it. I can let them go, but I need samples from all of you. In the way of hair and skin, and in that one's case, a scale.
It's a small memento, but I'm sorry, I'm stuck on. We're not in Gardenia anymore. How did we leave? I think Ariana's finally hit, like, she doesn't know if she's going to get back home. What's the point of taking all of these people and releasing all of them if they're not in Gardenia anymore? Where will we be let off of this bus?
If I get the samples from you, I think I can work a way to find all of your home worlds and my own. I need to use the samples from you and my own samples and samples from other worlds to match the location of my own world and then find yours.
Wait, so how long have you been here, Mr.
Time is meaningless.
I mean, I
Mr.
think it matters a
Meaningless.
lot if you
And
are
you
still
can
trying.
call me Professor. didn't go to graduate school to be called Mister.
Strange people these we keep meeting. They have titles, but not names.
Professor Merwin Elbert.
Well, Professor Elbert, time is of the essence because if you have still not found a purpose or a way back home, then let's just put it as bluntly as possible. Doesn't look like you're going to have much more time left to do it.
I mean, I have plenty of time. I haven't needed anything but sustenance for many cycles.
Yes, but tapping my warhammer at my side, the sacred vindicator does not think you have very much time.
Ah, you have a hammer. That could be useful. We need repairs around here. My aides are not very handy. Are you the contractor?
Yes, I'm the contractor.
Now that's a nickname.
I guess I'm still like upset of this whole situation. Is like I like mumble in my mouth like, "I'll repair your face."
All right, so let's see here. Oh no, I got rid of that option. So that's not going to change. So yeah, keep going. Sorry.
I think Ariana is hit, like her brain has like she's like got a 404 error. Like she doesn't understand. He said stuff about time and space and we're moving and we're traveling and how and it like she's like like she's I mean, because she's a relatively intelligent person, but she just can't, like, this is not, does not compute.
All right, so since we got scary guy tapping his hammer and confused people, Merwin will put down his notebook, kind of huffing like a frustrated teacher does when they're speaking to a child that will not listen. And he will say, "Look, I just need samples to fix what I've caused. I will pay you for these samples if that's what it takes. I want to get me home and you home."
What are you going to do with these samples?
I need to use genetic material from the different planes of existence. All of these genetic materials are tied to the location they are birthed from. With that, I can actually pinpoint the locations in aether space.
All right, I start walking over. Like, I'm not very smart, but what I got from what you're saying is that if you get our hair or something like that, you can take us home, right?
In layman's terms.
Why don't you use your own hair to find where you're from?
Because my hair is not exactly living anymore. It doesn't have the connection.
So you're a zombie.
No, of course not. Zombies want to eat your brains. I prefer the muscly parts.
You eat people?
I mean, everyone needs to eat to survive.
But you said you didn't need sustenance.
No, I said the only thing I needed was sustenance.
Uh, we can
Can I-
provide. Go ahead. We can provide samples. I don't understand the science or whatever you say about it. We can provide samples. Just know that we are capable warriors where we come from. So any strangeness outside of that, we won't take very kindly to.
As she says, the capable warriors and strangeness, I pick up my notebook and jot down some more notes. Well, eyeballing them, making notes about measurements. I understand exactly what you mean, and I believe I can help you if I get these samples. And I don't believe there will be need for your capable warrior skills. This is a sterile environment. I would hate for blood to be spread in here. You know how long it takes to clean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know how long it takes blood to clean. And she looks this far away look.
And as for someone who eats people, his lab suit is completely white.
Very sterile environment. So, can we come to an accord? I can possibly give you something to help further your warrior skills, your capability.
Listening.
Well, I'm assuming that each of you have use of things that could help you to sneak or see or speak to each other at a distance even.
Yeah, it's called yelling.
Oh no, without other people hearing you. I can offer you many things in exchange for these samples. One sample from each of you, one item for each of you.
Oh, okay. I don't see what other option we have, so this is the arrangement we have to make.
Do you all agree to have samples taken from you?
As you're saying this, I'm already untied my hair, so my old ponytail is already loose. Grab one of the hairs that are stuck to my tie. I just chuck it at him with the tie. There, take it.
And you will
All
need
right.
the samples are they are one of each. It is like I need a hair, skin, and blood sample from each person.
From
Yeah,
each person.
And then I show him like, see that? That white stuff? That's skin.
But I will still need blood.
Trust me, there's blood on there. You don't see how much I wear this when I fight.
But yes, hair, skin, and blood from each of you.
If you accept,
And I will take his metal ponytail ring and put it under a scrying device that looks much like a microscope to see if I find any blood on the ring.
no, you will need to take a significant sample from each of you, enough that each of you will take 1 HP of permanent damage.
I reach into my pack and grab out a crossbow bolt and scratch a deep gouge into my hand.
Awesome. Done.
I will
Ariana, go ahead.
reach for a small clear pouch off of a table nearby, a shiny metallic table. and take said crossbow bolt and put the head of the bolt in the pouch and set it down. Thank you, sir.
Ariana steps forward and like rolls up her sleeve and like offers her arm to like, you know,
To
do
bite?
whatever you're gonna do to get the blood. Get the blood.
To get the blood,
Get the blood.
I will press a small, what looks like a ruby in a metal panel on said desk and speak into it. Bring the syringes. We have specimens that are willing to sample. And shortly thereafter, you will hear skeletons walking in.
And the process
With
begins,
syringes.
and they get sterilized, and then they come in. They have to work their way through the crowd of people.
Through. And yes, as soon as the skeleton comes in with the little metal tray with the syringe and a little scalpel, I will take a skin sample and a blood sample. And if Aaron is willing, I will do the same for him, because the hair
I
is
was
not
thinking
enough.
as that was happening, I was punching the wall until I bust my knuckles so I can give him some blood.
All right. I guess this will not be needed. And I just scrape a bunch of blood off of the wall onto the tray. And after collecting said samples, we'll put some of them into little glass tubes and put them in little slots on a spinning disc, much like a roulette table. And throw all the hair samples into separate viewing devices. At which point in time, let's see, what do we have for classes here on these characters? What do they appear as?
All right, monk technically, but pugilist. Like
The pugilist, the cleric, and the bard.
All right. So, since all of them gave me samples, I will walk over to another metal table with a bunch of random pressure plates in it and a small mirror that glows with an eerie light. I will start pressing on some of said pressure plates, and in the corner of the room you will see some sort of construct machine start up and begin to whir and move about on a little track as items just seem to appear out of nowhere. Nothingness is creating these. And for the bard, I will hand over a pair of what look to be like safety goggles after they are done printing up that act as eyes of charming. There was a cleric and what else? I'm sorry?
Monk, pugilist.
Cleric and monk pugilist. All right. So for the cleric in his heavy armor that is probably clanking around and not making him very sneaky, he gets a pair of very nicely printed boots that act as boots of elven kind.
Which is funny because he did make note of your feet. Are those feet? Like
These are printed specifically for you. They make for your toes. Notice I had the calipers to measure body parts. And the pugilist will actually get himself a nice new warm cloak that'll keep him warm at all times, but also acts as a cloak of elven kind. I will hand all of these off. They all are a gaudy orange color. Solid all the way through. Just horrible orange. But these are handed off to you in exchange for your samples.
So mine are like goggles, so I'm gonna wear them on my head like a anime character. Goggles up here.
These don't come in purple.
I don't have purple. I ran out.
It's fine. I'm sure she doesn't mind.
I look at it like them like I look like a dead leaf.
It'll help you blend in when hunting deer in autumn.
Okay.
With that, I'll take the reins a little bit here since we're about time to wrap up. With the new genetic material, or generic material, as you might have heard it, you see him work with the pressure plates as he's typing, and as he gets certain information, and he's just like, one moment, and you see him stare intently at a screen, at the mirror, and then a flash of light and a ding sound appears. You have successfully triangulated a course to their land.
Eureka! I've found it! Quickly begin typing away, I guess, to lock in the coordinates.
Okay, I can't do a Doctor or a Doctor Who sound. I can't do a TARDIS sound. But you do see as a tapestry that was on the wall that had like a very generic design on it suddenly mimic and mirror the same image that's on his little mirror, and you can see the swirling of the lights of the 2001 Space Odyssey, like a feed from the outside, and you see everything shift, and the color fades away and stretches and then comes into form, and sight almost implodes as you then see a charred forest, smoke billowing, husks of some houses burnt that are in a familiar setting. And it looks like the forest you had left, but some time might have passed.
Does this look like your gardenia?
Do you know? It doesn't.
This was my home.
This is home, but it looks like maybe some time has passed, and I don't understand. She's
I never said I would find when you came from, just where you came from.
What? What does that even mean?
I look at him, fist kind of clenched, one bloody fist, kind of not closing properly anymore because I punched it too hard. And I'm like, I got punched the wall too hard. And I'm like, and you see in the face, I'm ready to punch him in the nuts if he doesn't tell us where we are.
You're in Gardenia.
Do you know when we're in Gardenia?
That would require much more intense research.
She looks down at her arm where she's been like poked, and it's like, we'll figure it out.
Well,
Aaron, are you ready to return home?
I look out and I point. It's like, what home?
home is where you make it. It doesn't have to be the same building
We
or
made it
tree.
here. Okay. Daddy, I helped Daddy make that one. Well, that's not there anymore. But there was a thing over there that Daddy and I used to made. Okay. The
You know,
bear's gone, and everything
right.
else is gone.
I'll be honest, I don't even know where my home is anymore. My home is where I get taken, where I'm guided.
Your life sounds much like mine.
I grab my dad's hand. I pull him out, stepping back onto the ironwood floor grounds. Look up to the dude. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Professor Merwin Albert.
Look up to the professor and I flick him off and then walk away.
I happily flip him off in return, thinking it's some sort of kind gesture.
Peace amongst worlds. Peace amongst worlds.
Thank you. For getting us home. I hope you find your home.
So do I. So do I.
I look back at all of the people that we've like gathered up and say, well, come on. We're home. Whenever we're home.
And they just...
They're going to be fine. Professor, are they going to be fine?
They should be fine. I mean, I didn't do anything to harm them. Just let them sleep it off. They should be fine. The effects of any sedative should have worn off by now. If not, they'll wear off shortly.
What kind of sedative did you use? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, there's all sorts of sedatives, but most of them are opiate derivatives.
They don't look like purple mushrooms or anything like that, right?
No. This is from flowers.
Oh. Just like flowers. Huh.
Pretty orange ones and red ones. They're all over the place.
Oh. Fascinating.
Great, now I have opium in my world. Good to know. No, it's fine.
Have the people started like moving?
They start following after Art walking past them with his dad. They all kind of start following him on the way out because it's the source of movement at the moment. Just like with the candle, it was almost like they seemed to be drawn to movement or simple guidance.
I start to follow them out, just, kind of like guiding, making sure that they're all getting out. And then I stop suddenly and I turn around and look at Thalgris and say, what about turquoise?
Let him deal with it.
Oh, no! We did leave you a specimen of our kind in your freezing room.
Yes.
He's already dead, unfortunately, but it could be good for some research, huh?
Yes, I mean, the dead ones store longer anyways.
Well, there you go. And don't mind the stab wounds. And then I walk out.
Incisions, stab wounds.
Potato. Let's call the whole thing up. Thalgris, I assume you've also followed?
Yes. I slowly step off.
As soon as you step out of the entryway, you feel your connection flow back into you. And you just have the sense of one word. Interesting. And you've all returned back to the Ironwood. And as you kind of survey the land and the blackened husks of the prior homes here, and the trees, smoke still just billowing straight up. There's a crackle, a sound of lightning behind you, and you see blue light and blue electricity start flashing all around and all over the house that's suddenly there. And as it crackles and blasts and snaps, you see that there's arcs of this lightning flashing around to all areas and catching the ground a little bit on fire. Like a little, even one of the smoldering trees, it hits it and catches it a little on fire, and it starts blasting all these areas and starts causing all these little fires. And then as the lightning interlaces and becomes enough of a cohesive web over the whole thing, it and just implodes and disappears. And there's just a blackened cinder mark of where the house used to be.
Good riddance.
And that's where we'll end it. So stay tuned next week, where we should be getting our new player, the Wizard, which I had to tap from my pool of players. And so, yes, we have a brand new character. We'll find out more the next time we've got the Gateway Wars going on, which Saturday after next, are we doing bi-weekly? Are we officially doing bi-weekly? Would that, yeah.
I have to consult my schedule.
Okay, yeah.
But I think so.
Yes, we'll be doing bi-weekly, just because I've noticed that there's a lot of world events going on lately, just a lot of like really impactful things every week, it seems like. So, just in case, we're going to go with a bi-weekly game, just to give a little buffer between each, catastrophe. Sorry, a little taste of the real world there. So everyone, thank you again for joining in the game, and thank you those at home who are watching. And I have not forgotten that at some point in the future we will have an NPC named Stephen LaDemon. It's in the works. I got it set up. Don't you worry. I thought of you. All right, everyone. So thank you all for playing. And guest star Sneaky Jesus. I think he disappeared again. Thank you so much again for coming in as our crazy professor.
I am glad to have been invited. Thank you again for having me.
And just for clarification, he is an artificer who has made you those magical items.
Yes, they will last until my undead character has to take a long rest.
So, who knows when that will happen? So, if at any point I decide to take these items' powers away from you, I will be returning that 1 hit point back to you. So don't think it's a forever thing. I thought it would just be a good exchange for some new magical items. All right, everyone. Thank you again. This will be our final goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.